Welcome everyone to a SlabStox's show. I'm Aaron, joined here by Nate, and we're going to tell you guys our top 3 minor league baseball players of 2019 season. To start here, at number 3, we have Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox. Nate, you want to give us a little bit of an overview
Yes.
of Robert?
So Luis Robert is, as Aaron said, outfielder for the Chicago White Sox. He hit .328 average, .376 on base, and a .624 slugging on the year with 32 home runs and 36 stolen bases. One of the few players to have a 30-30 season in the minors. Luis Robert is kind of your prototypical kind of outfielder. Ton of power, decent contact, doesn't walk a ton, but a really pretty fast, good defense. So.
And don't forget, last year, he didn't hit a single home run.
Yeah. Barely played too.
Yeah, so that's pretty big thing, and his autographs were redemptions this year, so people may not have traded them as much recently or to start the beginning of the year. And just walking through this, we're going to show you guys how their prices switched throughout the season based on how they played baseball to try to draw some correlations. To start, there wasn't a ton of sales because of the redemptions and people didn't have their autographs in hand right away. However, as the season went on, more sales happened. So to start, from April 7th is the first date that we have a sale once the minor league season began, and it went from $130 to $277 from April 7th to April 29th, which is a 112% gain. Nate, what went down?
Well, the stats back it up. Luis hit 6 bombs and a .435 average in that time, 27 hits, 3 walks. Clearly, anytime you have a stretch of almost a month where you're hitting .429 with a handful of bombs, you're playing quite well.
Yeah.
Especially for a young kid.
Yeah, that definitely put him on the map. Last year didn't go exactly how people were thinking. He was a top prospect last year still, but didn't have much performance to back it up. And then we have a little drop here, though. From May 1st to May 22nd, we have a 39% drop, $265 to $161. Obviously, something happened to have that big of a drop.
Yes, sir. In a 3-week stretch here, he only hit 2 bombs compared to the last month of hitting 6. He only had a .273 average, which isn't anything to sneeze at. But when you're talking top prospects, you definitely want, 300 some averages and definitely at least a handful of home runs.
Right. However, if you were confident in Luis Robert at that point, you would have bought on the dip, because right after that, from May 22nd to June 14th, we have an 82.91% gain in price. It went from $161 to $295. So obviously a huge margin there. Could have made a bunch of profit. How so?
Well, like we talked about with last month's stretch, he only hit .273. This month he hit .394, which is what you're looking for from a young guy. Only 3 home runs, but his high average kind of propped up his prices there. Took a couple of walks. Had a pretty good month.
Yep. And then from July 1st to July 21st, July 1st to July 21st.
Yeah.
My bad. To July 21st, there's a 65.82% gain in price, 196 to 325. So they did fall a little bit in there, but then they recovered again.
Yep.
Hot again?
Hot again. 6 home runs, .302 average, 19 hits total, 2 walks. You'll find as we go through this that every time I say walks, it's a very small amount. He just doesn't walk.
Yeah.
Strikes out a little bit, doesn't walk. But
Kind
it's
of
a lot of home runs.
Like Acuna?
It's for high averages.
In some sense,
Sure.
not many walks, a lot of
But worse.
strikeouts.
Because Acuna's amazing.
But worse. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't saying that he's
Yeah.
Acuna, but... All right, and then $325, pretty high mark for an ungraded raw autograph of a prospect. That's probably the highest end you're going to see other than Wander Franco in the minor leagues.
Yeah, I mean, Juan Soto got to 400 last year type of thing. But
Yeah, once he got in the MLB.
Yeah.
So at this point, only can go down from there, kind of. There's not much margin to go up with the season getting shorter as you start to get to the end of August into September. So they did drop $325 to $261 for a 19.83% drop. He played well, though, over that stretch.
He did. In that, what do we got here? A month and almost 2 weeks?
Yeah, about.
Month and 2 week stretch. He had 11 bombs, 331 average, 54 hits total, but only 10 walks. So that 331 average probably was followed up with like a 370 on base.
Yeah, so not much. Kind of follows his whole season.
If he's
trend.
hitting 290, he has a 330 on base, so he needs that average to prop him up. So in a month and about 2 weeks, only 11 home runs. Not great. The average is nice. The on base percentage isn't great.
Right.
So I can see why he dropped.
All in all, Luis Robert moved up 99.66% over the year, started at $130, ended at $261. Pretty awesome season, 30-30.
Great season. Something that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, me neither. At the prices I thought originally, I was like, oh, maybe you should sell, grab your profit.
Yeah.
Where do you see these going next year in the spring? By the time we're at spring training, how much is this worth?
Well, if the White Sox call him up in spring training and he has a hot spring, it can go
Way up.
wild.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a hot spring, it can go wild in the other direction. So it's kind of tough to project this far ahead. I'm only comfortable doing that with Julio Rodriguez because he's so low in the minors. People were kind of shocked that Robert didn't get called up at the end of the year in September.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not comfortable projecting, but I would say probably around there. $250 to $300 range.
Yeah, around where they were at.
Yeah.
No higher. Well, everyone, that was Luis Robert, our number 3 prospect in the minor leagues this year. Catch number 2 in next week's show.